All right, welcome back to the YouTube channel, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the number one swing trade, day trade, sector, chart pattern, algorithm, methodology. Like there's about 75 different things we're going to be talking about, and all of them center around AI. And by the way, listen, if you're kind of just getting started in trading and you're kind of dabbling, my friends, please watch as much on the channel as you can, absorb as much, learn as much, and you need to start trading today because we need to make as much money as possible to live an amazing life before all of the artificial intelligence robots put us into the matrix like body pods and use us as heat, okay? So my friends, it is time. If you're dabbling, if you're struggling, if you're really looking to take it to the next level, click below, check out the 5 to 6 times a day when we go live and we break down Oracle, we go over all of this because you need to make money now and you need to enjoy your life until it is all over. And it's the Terminator, it's Matrix, it's everything all rolled up into one. That being said, AI is the hottest hot sector for next week. AI, the ticker, is also the hottest swing trade for next week, possibly even long-term hold. We don't talk investing much here, but actually like AI for quite some time. Then AI, the sector, is the hottest day trades. I'm going to give you a bunch of tickers and we're going to go over that. And then we're going to talk about Oracle a lot and how we use this tool to predict entries and exits. And then again, we're going to get into a little bit of the methodology of, how we do this. Okay. So let's start out. I got a big agenda for this video. Let's start out with AI. Okay. And I'm going to drop a line and I'm going to use a color that will stick out like how about a purple? That should work. So AI is the quote unquote market leader. So you should all be familiar with this stock. I'm guessing many of you are. And, this is C3 AI. This is one of the realest of the artificial intelligence, pure plays, okay? Like, ultimately, Tesla is an artificial intelligence play. Apple is an artificial intelligence play. Google, Microsoft, I mean, really, especially like Microsoft, they're going hard. But like C3 AI is what I would call like a pure play. Like, that's all they do, okay? Something like when you think of like a Tesla or an Apple, they're going to use artificial intelligence in their products, maybe to possibly improve their products, whether it's a self-driving Tesla or it's an iPhone, recommending things to do. Microsoft, it's pretty wild. Have you guys seen that integration with Microsoft Office? Like you can now tell a spreadsheet, like ridiculously complicated like model, and it will build it out for you. So, but again, not a pure play where C3 AI, that's all they do. Artificial intelligence is all they do. So if you recall back when ChatGPT launched and this all started, basically February, you'll see that big breakout on AI at basically $15 a share, ran all the way up to 30. And then what changed there, and we were all over that. Okay. If you were on pre-market prep, if you were in the steady trade team, we were all over that run up. Okay. But then the shift happened right here where the AI stocks kind of got ahead of themselves and a lot of profit taking, like a lot of people I remember back there, that would have been kind of mid-February-ish. A lot of people were asking me, hey, why is AI pulling back? AI, the stock, why are all these kind of pulling back? And I'm like, listen, it's not like anything bad. It's just a lot of people are up a lot. I mean, a lot of people are up a lot of money. This is a 52-week chart. Okay. So you go back to February, think about it. I mean, this is a year ago. Okay. Basically $22. It was trading at 30. A lot of people up 50%, 60%. A lot of people up 300% if they absolutely nailed the bottom. Okay. I'm not saying anybody bought it $10.16, but it hit 30.84. So basically 300% higher. So it wasn't really a shift yet. It was just a lot of profit taking. Then we had that bounce, nice bounce. But and what I want you to keep noticing is this purple line. Okay. And this is technical analysis. I told you I got a lot to go over. Like this video, honestly, this video should probably be about 6 different videos. Maybe I'll break it all down. Actually, let me know in the comments. I'm going to go over about 6 different concepts in this video. Would you like to see individual videos to getting in more depth of all of these things, okay? Number one, we already talked about a market leader, a pure play, a swing trade, why we look for what we look for in something like that in AI, okay, on the run up, and how that drives a hot sector. Concept number one. Concept number two is basic technical analysis. And I want to keep referring back to that purple line because if you notice back all through last year, massive resistance at basically 21, roughly, okay? Remember, with technical analysis, it is an art, not a science. A lot of people get fixated on like pennies, okay? Normally what we do is kind of round to whole dollars and half dollars, 20, 21, 20, 50. So I'm going to call it 21, which is basically the level that's held. So you'll see that just can't break. It does break back in August. And then look at that. I mean, this is classic technical analysis. It breaks, fails, and then just absolutely wrecked. Okay, because everyone that was like, oh, 21 finally broke. 21 finally broke. All of a sudden starts pulling back. Then you get panic. So if you're like, why did this thing get, fade, gap down and fade for 6 more months? Because everyone that was ready and prepared for that 21 break had their souls crushed, just like the AI will crush our souls, the robots. So that is that's an important level, okay? And you'll see what happens after AI grinds back through that. Look at how this thing every single time holds that level. Holds. So right here, number one was profit taking. Actually, I'm going to do this. Let's actually get real quick here. And let's do this. So scenario number one was profit taking. Okay. Number one. Number two was Google completely screwed up and their chat AI was making mistakes. Okay. They launched that after AI, the bounce was in. Okay. The bounce was in and then Google screws up and their AI is giving wrong answers. This is a couple months ago. You guys might not remember this. So anyway, that put the kibosh on the second bounce. But again, it held. Okay. Held again. Then we get the explosive run up again. And that is where Kerrisdale launched their first hit piece. Okay. When we talk about hit piece, that is a short seller hit piece. Now, my friends, I have great respect for Kerrisdale Capital. They're an amazing organization. They're the guy that heads it up, Ben Axler. He's a great guy. I have met Ben Axler. He's like 8 feet tall. He's a great guy. Okay. But what happens is he's way smarter than 99.9999999% of newbie short sellers. Okay. So he knows what he's doing. The problem is you have so many newbie traders that pile in with no stop loss, no trade plan, etc. So that's where Kerrisdale put the kibosh on the third bounce. But I want you to notice number four, fourth time in recent history, 21 has held like an absolute brick wall. Then look at what we got. Boom. Explosive move from 21 to 34. Then what does Kerrisdale do? They reissue another hit piece because at this point, he's trying to dig himself out of a hole. And again, smart guy. I love him. They've made ridiculous amounts of money. Kerrisdale is probably the best short biased newsletter out there. Like, great respect for them. But now he's trying to dig himself out of a hole because he's stuck. He's twisted. Okay. So they issue that report, which craters the stock again. But this is what I want you to focus on. Fifth time in 2 months that 21 is just a brick wall of support. And here we are. The bounce is in, up 10% today. Now, today is Thursday. Last Friday, before the hit piece hit, AI was up 30%. This is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. It was up 30% in one day. Last Friday would have been what? The first, I think. Anyway, again today, that 21 level held 10% bounce and not far, pennies from the high of the day at this point. So I expect a continued grind. So what I'm getting at is when we're talking about the swing trade on AI, concept number 3, I think we're on, is, man, just play those bounces. Like depending on when you see this video, maybe AI is back at $28 by the time you see this. what you want to do is set your alerts and look for those bounces to those technical levels, or those pullbacks, I should say. So if you get an alert that's like, hey, AI is back at 21, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Probably bounce number 6 is in. And look at if you would have traded these bounces. I mean, it goes from 21 to 27. Bounce number 2, little mediocre, but still 21 to 25 in 2 days. Okay. Bounce number 3 was 21 to 30. Bounce number 4 was 21 to 34. Right now, bounce number 5 is 21 to 23.50. I mean, still couple bucks a share intraday. So you can just play those levels, bounce them. Now, what you need to do at the same time, what's great about this and what I love about technical analysis is, like, let's say you take the bounce at 21 and it fails and it finally goes to 20. Well, now to me and all of you, I hope, that tells you that, well, the trade idea is busted and I move on. And I always love those very clear areas to stop out at. Because my thing is, if you watch this video and you chart this out and you take that trade and you're still in at 20 bucks, well, my friend, you need to look in the mirror and be like, what am I doing? I broke the plan. You know, the technical analysis, the chart is telling me that I thought, now remember the old saying in trading, it's okay to be wrong. Okay. It's okay to be wrong. You're going to being wrong is part of trading. It's a lot like sports. This is where the sports analogies come in. Okay. Like if you expect to make every single basket in basketball, good luck. If you expect to get on base every time you come up to the plate, good luck. There's that Michael Jordan quote where he's like, I missed 9,000 shots in my career or something. Okay. So the quote is, it's okay to be wrong. Don't stay wrong. And that's what I love about these levels. This thing's at 20 bucks after if you play the bounce, then you got to look in the mirror and be like, well, I was wrong, but don't stay wrong. And that keeps you out of trouble. Now you're not holding at 19, 18, 17, 16, etc. So anyway, number 1 swing trade, also the market leader in the artificial intelligence sector, and a great technical analysis play. So next thing we're going to do is, so the swing trade idea is done. The technical analysis is done. Next thing you know is like, how do you trade hot sectors? Concept number 4. Okay. So what we're always going to do is, like, say to AI might be too high priced, like a lot, it might move too slow. If you have a small account and you're predominantly a day trader, you're like, AI is too expensive. It moves too slow, but you can still use it as a tool. And the tool we use it as, when we have that market leader, think of like Tesla with electric vehicles. When Tesla's running, I mean, you guys know, when Tesla's running, there's 50 crappy low-priced electric vehicle plays or battery plays that'll run 20, 30, 50, 100%. Tesla might be up 3%. I mean, if Tesla's up 3%, everybody's losing their minds. But then when it is, there's all these crappy little runners. So you use AI much like we use AI, the stock, the market leader. This might be my least, and I'm joking, but it's like, when it comes to breaking this down, it just drives me nuts that the market leader has to be the same as the acronym for the sector. So it's like, when I say use AI, someone's probably like, well, use artificial intelligence. No, use AI, the stock, much like we use the S&P, the SPY. If you've been day trading, especially swing trading, you know we've always got one eye. This monitor over here is the S&P 500, because I'm using that to gauge the fear and the greed on the day. S&P up big, a lot of greed. S&P down big, a lot of fear. So then I adjust accordingly. We do the same thing with AI, the stock. So when it's up 11%, we're going to run right over to our artificial intelligence list, and we're going to start picking out the highest volume, biggest movers of the day. So this is the artificial intelligence watch list that I use with the Steady Trade team. Feel free to screenshot it if you got time. You'll see there's a lot of stocks, man, but this is true hot sector. Almost 100 stocks. Now, a lot of them very, very illiquid. Like you'll see, we get about the last 20, well, really about half the list, not even tradable right now. Now they'll come back, but we're always going to focus on the most liquid plays. So you can see we got Tesla, we got AI, AMD, Apple, NVIDIA, all really high priced. Then we get GFAI. Okay. GFAI has been several times the biggest mover. Okay. Today was up almost 80%. Last week was up, again, I was last week, Friday, right? No, the third. Or no, it was Friday. Yeah, the 31st. So the 31st on Friday, last Friday, GFAI went from 5 to 10 in after hours. Come in Monday morning. Oh, look at that dip and rip. Woo! Anyway, 10 to 21 on Monday. Okay, so this thing's got the range. And then you look today, 10. Funny how, again, more technical analysis. 10 again. Look at the significance. That's that gold level on Oracle. Breaks 10, goes to 1550. Okay. So yes, 80% plus move. But if you waited for that gold Oracle level, also 10, 10, 10 keeps repeating. Even if you waited for that, you still had 50% of upside. So we use AI, the stock, to gauge our sentiment, to locate these big runners. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take that artificial intelligence list and we're going to filter, we're going to sort by the highest volume, lowest price plays. BBAI, another good example. And then we're going to sort by float. Okay. So now we're getting into day trade process. I have an entire video series breaking down the day trade process. I think it's here somewhere. Okay. But those are those boxes. You'll hear me talk about box check. So we want hot sectors. We want unusual volume. We want low float. We want float rotation. Then we ideally want a catalyst, okay? Then a market leader to follow. That gives you the high probability of finding the best low price mover for those of you that want to grow your account quickly, which is, I'm sure, 99% of you. Okay, now, last point, and I'll move on. So day to day. Okay, Tim, awesome. I now know all these concepts. I know the best swing trade. I learned a little technical analysis. I saw the artificial intelligence list. I understand how small cap plays will follow the big plays and how to use those bigger plays to determine when to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive in a hot sector, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How do I actually trade these? Well, that's where Oracle comes in. Okay. So what Oracle does is every single day gives you entries and exits, stop losses and goals, and literally guide you through the trade. Okay. And it does that by mapping out the levels on the Oracle bar. Now, Oracle it's a $3 million tool. Okay. It's very complicated. Well, it's not complicated. It's complicated if you've never seen it. Like in about an hour, I can show you 99% of what you need to know in an hour. Okay. I don't think if you could learn if you've never drove a car and you could learn how to drive a car, I don't think you'd call it complicated if it took an hour. I don't think that's complicated. I think it's just, hey, you got to sit down like your iPhone. I mean, it's like you got your first iPhone. You had to have someone kind of show you how to use it. Okay. So, and that probably took an hour, and now you're texting and you're doing all your stuff. Okay. But understand that Oracle guides us through the trade and allows us to manage our risk and nail the entries, nail the goals. Okay. These stocks move up and down fast, and then also interpret the stops. So, my friends, a lot to go over. Big video today. So let me know below all those 5 or 6 concepts. Would you like to see individual videos based on breaking down in more depth those? And then most importantly, if you want to understand Oracle, I mentioned it takes about an hour. Okay. So every single day, multiple times a day, me, Rob Booker, Matt Monaco, Eric Slakew, we've got an entire team of presenters that go live multiple times a day showing you exactly how to do that. And they're hour-long webinars and they're free, okay? We start out 8 a.m. and we do them up until 9. They start at 9 o'clock at night, Eastern, okay? So very compatible with your schedule. We even do them on weekends. So that link will be below. You can get on those info sessions. You can see us using Oracle specifically focused. I mean, all the other stuff in this video, I think I broke down. I just don't have time to show you exactly all of this, but I can offer you that link, and they're live multiple times a day morning, afternoon, night, and even on weekends.